Good morning, dear student. Dear student, in our previous session, we study about capitalist economy. And in this session, we will study about socialist economy. Dear student, you all are familiar with the term capitalist, okay, or the capitalist economy. Now, while keeping in mind that what is capitalism, we will go towards socialism or socialist economy. Dear student, if we talk about socialist or socialist economy, in order to remove exploitation by man by man, or a new economic system emerges. Okay, to remove the exploitation for the purpose of welfare in the society, a new economic system emerges, which is known as socialism. Okay, socialism basically is an economic system where the means of production are owned or managed by the whole community or the state. Okay, dear student, in this particular part, socialism or in socialist economy, all the mean of production, it means the capital, the enterprises, the raw material, okay, all the mean of production were owned by the state. Whenever you read the term state, just keep in mind that it means a government, whether the state government or the central government. State means government. Okay, so all the ownership was only taken by the government regarding all the properties or resources in the society with the community also. So it is the combination of both. Okay, but all the decision, the major decision in the economy were taken only by the government. Okay, student, this is known as socialism. Okay, since the state owns all wealth and capital, it control and manages the entire production activity in the economy, whether it is primary activity, whether it is secondary activity, or whether it is tertiary activity. So all the activities were owned only by the government or by the state. Socialism thus may be defined as an economic system in which the means of production are owned by the whole society or operated by the public authorities like the government, which I told you. It may be central government or state government, according to a general economic plan for the benefit of the whole society. Okay, dear student, in fact, socialism emphasizes three crucial things. These are, so student, always keep in mind that these are the three crucial or three important part of socialism. Okay, these are the three important points of socialism. The first point is the means of production are in the hand of a state or the entire community. Okay, mean of production means like you have plant, you have machinery, you have factories, you have raw materials, you have natural resources, all whatever mean of production you have, all these are in the hand of the entire community or the government, whether it is central government or state government. Okay, second point, the use of resources are carried out through planning. Okay, whatever resources you are going to use or whatever goods you are going to produce, okay, all those goods are carried out only with the help of a proper planning. That's why in this type of system you will find a planning commission by the government. Like in our case, we have the Niti Aayog. Similarly, the planning commission was established by the government to make certain plans or to make the planning of the resources in the economy. Okay, student, in the last part, in the third point, we have social welfare is the chief motive force behind all the economic activities. Like in capitalist, dear student, we know that our motive is to earn profit. Okay, our motive of a capitalist is to earn profit, but in the case of socialism, the motive is only social welfare. Okay, that's why it is known as socialism, because the motive is social welfare. Okay, so these are the three main crucial things of socialist economy. Okay, student, now where the concept of socialism emerged, where from the concept of socialism emerged? Dear student, the credit goes to Professor Karl Marx. Okay, Karl Marx is a famous communist leader, or he is a communist. He is the starter of communism or socialism. Okay, we can say that. So in his famous book Das Kapital, which is written by Karl Marx, okay, he in his famous book Das Kapital, he first time introduced the term socialism and communism. Okay, student, like Soviet Russia was the first country in the world to establish a communist economy based on Marxian principle, based on the Karl Marx principle. So most of the Eastern European countries adopt the communist system after the Second World War. Okay, dear student, and it was year 1970 that the Soviet Union becomes the first socialistic state in the world. Later on, other countries such as China, Vietnam, Poland, Cuba, Eastern Germany, etc., had adopted this system. Like in today's scenario, we can see that China and Cuba and other many countries have the same system going on, which is known as communist system. But there, which is known as communist system or socialist system. But there are so many loopholes in the system, which I will discuss in after the feature of socialist economy. Okay, student. So there are so many loopholes. Now, the communist economic system has collapsed recently in most of these countries. However, socialist system continues to be maintained even today by countries like China, Cuba and Vietnam. Okay, in these countries the communist economic system is collapsed, but the socialist economic system is going on. Okay, what is the bad impact of this particular system is that in socialist system all the powers, all the resources were owned by the government. And suppose if there is someone who is heading the government is a brutal man or he is not good, okay, and he maybe misuse his power, so that there is a chances of misuse of power. And in socialism, if a person wants to grow, okay, if a person want to increase his income more and more and more, like in our countries we have Ambanis, we have Tatas, okay, so it is not possible in the case of socialist economy, because the basic motive is social welfare. Okay, so this particular, there are so many criticism about this particular theory of socialism economy. Okay, now the features of socialist economy. Dear student, first feature is social property. Okay, all the properties which a society have, it is of only of the people of the economy, or it is all in the hand of the government or the state only. Like you have land, you have mines, you have factories, you have bank, trade, whatever you have, all are owned by the state. State means the government. Okay, second, government is the only producer. Okay, in a socialist economy the production of various commodities is under the control of government. Okay, all the activities or all the production, even consumption, is the directed by the government have a keen point of view or a keen monitoring upon production and consumption activities. That's why all the production of various commodities under control by the government. Hence all the basic and central problem are solved by the government through the instrument of economic planning. With the help of economic planning, government solve the problem of central economies. Yeah, we can say that the central problem of an economy. Now the question is, what is this central problem? You all are familiar with the central problem. Central problem is what to produce, how to produce. Okay, what to produce, how to produce, and what to produce, how to produce, and the last one is whom to produce. Okay, whom to produce. So these are the central problem of an economy, and all these problem will be solved only with the help of government. The last one is social welfare. The third point is social welfare. Okay, social welfare is the one of the main motive behind the economic activities in a socialist economy, because profit is the motive of capitalism. Okay, and it is replaced by the socialism. That's why the social welfare is the motto of socialism. Next is economic planning. Okay, whatever resource you are using in a socialist economy, all those resources are planned with the help of proper planning committee. That's why there is an authorized planning committee in our country. As I told you, we have Niti Aayog. Initially it was named as Planning Commission, but today we know is by his new name, Niti Aayog. Similarly, in the socialist economy, all these committee were headed by the government, and all the decision regarding the economy were taken by these committees only, like what to produce, how to produce, whom to produce. Okay, dear student, next is social equality. Okay, or we can say economic equality. Like the basic purpose of the core source of the socialism is social welfare. That's why there is less chances of income inequality. Okay, in this economy mostly government think about the poor people, so he can distribute income in such a manner that the income is distributed properly with every individual. Everyone have that much of potential or that much of purchasing power that he can buy goods and services for themselves. Okay, That's why socialism aims at introducing equality in the distribution of income and wealth. It is also aiming at providing equal opportunity of employment to all irrespective of any caste, creed and religion. Okay student, next is absence of competition. As we all know that competition is the result of wastage of natural resources. Okay, there is always wastage in when we talk about competition, there is always a chances of wastage of natural resources, and as such it has no place in socialism. Under socialism, government is the only producer, therefore there is no scope of competition among different production units. Okay, because all the production is done by the government itself, so there is no need of competition between different firms. Okay, so student, these are the features of socialism. Okay, merits of socialism is not part, is it not part of your syllabus? Okay, demerits of socialism is not part of your syllabus. Okay student, next move to our next part, which is there complete equality of income in the social economy? Okay, this is the question, is there complete equality of income in the socialist economy? This is one of the important question. The answer is, under socialist, equal opportunity are provided to every citizen. Okay, in earning their income, every citizen are free to earn their income. There is no private properties, as we all know, and the law of inheritance does not exist in such type of economy. Law of inheritance means, suppose there is a king and his son will also become king in the future, and the king's grandson is also become king in the future, so it is inheritatory in nature, inherent. So this type of phenomena does not exist in socialist economy. Okay student, next is, but it does not mean that everybody gets the same amount of income and there is no income inequality in the country. It doesn't mean that everybody is happy in the socialism or socialist economy. Skilled workers definitely get more wages as compared to the unskilled worker. This type of income inequality is very essential to promote incentives for work. Okay, no one will try to become more skilled or more efficient if he had to get the same amount of income. Okay, this is one of the important point. That's why we can say that there is no complete equality. It totally depend upon your skill. Suppose a person is skilled, he knows so many skills, and one person is illiterate, he doesn't know anything about the science, technology, about the skill. Then if the wages paid to both the individual is same, suppose 50,000 is paying for the skilled one and 50,000 is also paying for the unskilled worker, then there is no motive to do work by the skilled labor or the skilled one. So to maintain the gap, all individual is paid according to their skill. So we can say that if a person have more skill, he had the potential to earn more as compared to the unskilled one. Okay, last one is, hence income inequality arising out of the right to property and law of inheritance do not exist in the socialism, but those income inequality which arises out of difference in efficiency and skill, which I told you, difference in efficiency and skill prevailed, it always remain in the socialist economy. Therefore, complete equality of income is neither possible or nor desirable under socialism. This is your main answer. So because of this you can say that because of difference in the efficiency and difference in the skill, okay, because of these two basic principles, because of these two basic terms, complete equality of income is neither possible nor desirable under socialism. Okay dear student, now we are going to move our next topic, which is mixed economy. Dear student, mixed economy is simply the summation of socialist and capitalist economy. Okay, he have all the quality. Okay, in this type of economy, like mixed economy, we have all the good characteristics of, we can say, good characteristics of capitalist economy and socialist economy. That's why it is the summation of both the economy. Okay, in mixed economy, the decisions regarding the production, regarding the factor of production were taken jointly by the private and public firms. Okay, private and public firm. It is the mixture of government plus the private organization. The private organization, it is the summation of both. Okay, they both are responsible for the decisions taken in mixed economy. Okay, and the basic purpose of the mixed economy is both, first social welfare and second to earn profit. Okay, this type of economy we found in many countries like our India is a best example of mixed economy. Pakistan, Bangladesh, we have so many examples of mixed economy. Okay, dear student, now the definition, if we talk about the definition of mixed economy, this definition was recent origin. It was propounded by J.M. Keynes during the world depression of the 30s. Okay, in 1929 there was a great depression, okay, which is known as Great Depression in USA. Okay, in the time of 1920, during this Great Depression, there was an macroeconomist which is known as J.M. Keynes. So at that time, J.M. Keynes introduced the concept of mixed economy. Okay, student. Next point. At present, we have two type of mixed economy. Now, mixed economy is further divided into two parts: the first and the second. The first type, the type of mixed economy, is that in which means of production, okay, like raw material, plant, machinery, okay, whatever factor of production you have, are in the ownership of private enterprises. Okay, they all are owned by the private enterprises, but the government intervenes economic affairs not directly but indirectly. Be careful, all the factor of production, all the economic resources were owned by the private, but the intervention done by the government, whether it is directly or not indirectly, but it is done by indirectly by the government. It regulates and controls the activities of private enterprises through direct control, such as licensing. In our country, we have licensing, control over import, export. Okay, so all these were done by the government. Okay, dear student. So the government does not take over the mean of production, and if it does, okay, it will be relatively on a small scale. That's why such a type of mixed economy or a mixed system is called mixed capitalist system. Even USA and UK we found a mixed capitalist system. So in USA we find that this is the system they are using is mixed capitalist system. Okay, although they are using the capitalist system, okay, they are a capitalist economy, but there are certain things which is restricted by the government, like monetary policy, fiscal policy. That's why we can say that in these countries the economic system is mixed capitalist system. This is our first type of mixed economy. In the second type of mixed economy is that in which the government not only regulates and control the private enterprises. Okay, government not only regulate, they regulate and control, not only regulate and control, though various type of direct controls and appropriate monetary and fiscal policies. It also directly participate in production of various goods and services. This type of economy exists in most of the developing country. Okay, most of the developing country we find that we have both type of companies. We have private companies, we have government companies. Okay, in our country we have both type of companies, government and private. And if there are government companies, then it simply represents that the share of government is more as compared to the private companies. So we have both government plus private. Government plus private enterprises to control the economic system of a country. Okay, student, so this is our mixed economy. Okay, I hope you all are familiar with this term now. Next point is silent feature of mixed economy. First, coexist on public and private sector. We know that there is coexistence of public and private sector, and all the decisions regarding industries, regarding the power generation were taken by both the organization. Okay, so we have both type of industries. We have consumer goods industries, we have agriculture, we have small scale industries. Okay, so the sole objective behind the promotion of both sector is to reap the benefit of both or to help each other. Okay, the basic motive is to get welfare as well as to get more profit. Second is coexistence of price system and economic planning. In this type of economy we have both price system and economic planning. Like in our country, which is mixed economy, in our country we have Niti Aayog or planning commission. Okay, and we have all other government organizations or private, or we have the price mechanism like demand and supply. Okay, we have the price mechanism like market forces of demand and supply by which prices can be introduced in the economy. So we have both the mechanisms. In this, the main feature of such an economy is that both the price system and economic planning are in operation. Plans are made mainly for the public sector enterprises. Be careful, for the public sector enterprises. For the private sector, planning is in the form of various incentive. Okay, planning were made for the private sector, public sector, for the government organization, for the government companies we have to make plan. For the private sector we have incentive facilities, we have disinvestment facilities, we have monetary, fiscal, trade and other policies. Okay, so this is the coexistence of price system and economic planning. Now next is price control and rationing of consumer good. Okay, price control means the price of a commodity is in open market is too high, the government imposes a price ceiling on those goods, and supply of the commodity is limited quantity, though government introduce the ration shops. In this type we all are familiar that in our area we have ration shops. Okay, those poor people and people who have no source of income, they go towards these shop and they buy their commodities, their goods from these shops in very low prices. So government maintain welfare by this method. Next is role of government. Government play a very important or very positive or crucial role in mixed economy. Okay, by way of controlling and regulating, by providing guidelines to the institution. Okay, so that private and public relationship maintain, and our motto, which is to earn welfare as well as profit, remain same. Next is reduction of inequality of income and wealth. Okay, by this system, when government is intervene in the economic matter, then there are so many decisions were taken by the government. Okay, so that the consumer or the economy is safe from the private profit makers. Okay, we can see that another important feature of this economy is the use of various positive and negative incentives on the part of government to remove disparities in income and wealth. The state, by adopting the system of progressive taxation, levy of death duties, etc., try to reduce unequal distribution of income and wealth. Okay, these are the different ways by which government reduce the unequal distribution of wealth, like levying taxes on the people. As we all know that in our country, if a person have high income, it means the tax rate is high on that particular individual, and if a person have low income, the tax rate is low on that particular individual. So it is known as progressive taxation system. So this is the one of the key point of mixed economy: reduction of inequality of income and wealth. So that's it for today, students. Merit of mixed economy is not be in your syllabus, it is not the part of your syllabus. And second is demerit of mixed economy is also not the part of your syllabus. In our next video we will go through with the classification on the basis of level of development. Okay, this is the part, this is our the part of our next video. That's it, students. Thank you so much for today class. Stay safe, stay healthy.